All right, let's get it. Looks like we're live. Happy game day, everybody. Hope everyone's prepared for another long day of football. Hopefully, you got your snacks, your pizza, your wings, um, your bets in, your lineup set. So just to reiterate what the plan is going to be going forward, since we were kind of iffy on it, and we are now decided. So we last week we put out a DraftKings live stream, and then we also put out a start sit, quick rapid fire video on Thursday afternoon. So let me know how that works for you guys. I like doing them on Thursday, so we're doing videos on the actual days of football. But I am curious to see if you get value out of start sit videos on a Thursday, or if it would be really helpful to have it a little bit earlier in the week. We can try to shift that to Tuesday if we need to. But as of now, we're going to go through and do a start sit video on Thursday afternoon, so you can use it throughout the week, and then we're gonna do a live stream like this one every Sunday before kickoff. And the live stream is kind of just gonna be a Q&A style video where you guys can come in, stop by, and ask any questions that you maybe have for your lineups. But while we're answering questions, we're going to be going through our DraftKings and our underdogs. I don't know, pick'ems, tournaments, whatever. We're just going to be setting some lineups, getting some bets in for the weekend, and just kind of vibing. So that's what we'll start with here. I think I'll go ahead and start with DraftKings, just because I'm a little unfamiliar with it, and we're just going to do a little bit of exploring. So let me switch over screens, and we can get right into a tournament. Last week, let's see if we can go back and look at how we did last week. Last week, Juju Smith-Schuster killed me in my DFS as well as my actual lineup. Or no, it was this week. Unfortunately, I played him, so how do I get here? Lineups. Let's see. Recent. You currently do not have any recent lineups. Let's see. Rewards. Leagues, contests. Contest, maybe? History. What? Oh, this is Rainmakers. Hold on. Leagues, pools, rewards. How is it not here? Entries. Okay, there's got to be a history, right? Gotta be a history. Confirmation how to play, rules and scoring. Refer a friend, mobile app. All right, let me see something. So I've always done FanDuel, and I've always known how to work that app. But this is the first stream that we did was actually our first time on DraftKings. So if you're also new to DraftKings, that video might be helpful because we had some of our viewers coming through. And what up, Chris? He's coming in with the upcoming. Where do you see that? Upcoming right here. I'm trying to look at my lineup from last week. But anyways, I was saying that I'm newer to DraftKings. So if you are also new, you can go over to that video. And we had some of our subscribers in the chat helping us walk through some stuff. So it could be helpful for you. But I was trying to look at my contest from last week. I don't know why. Yeah, see, I see it on here. I see it on here under recent on my phone. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same email. You do not have any recent lineups. So it's my contest and then click recent tab. My contests? That's Rainmakers. I don't see my contests. I only use the phone app, not too familiar. Yeah, see, me. So if I go on my phone, it is my contest, just like Chris said, and then it's recent. So that's what I did on my phone. Shows it right here. There's our recent lineup, but I don't know why it's not coming through on the website. I'm starting to think that the website version is not the best. I don't think you guys can see that, right? No, you can't see that. I'm just doing some login information here. Remember. Okay. All right. I'm so confused. Is there a filter? Edit entries, swap players. Yeah, I have no idea. All right, well, I'll just read you what ended up happening. I don't know why this doesn't work. So last week we had Jalen Hurts, Aaron Jones, Chase Edmonds, Marquise Brown, DJ Moore, Juju, Hunter Henry, T. Higgins, and Ravens defense. So we had 24 points out of Jalen Hurts, 10 points out of Aaron Jones, 10 points out of Chase Edmonds, 14 points out of Marquise Brown, 8 points out of DJ Moore, 12.9 out of Juju, 4 out of Hunter Henry, 4 out of T. Higgins, 11 out of the Ravens D with a grand total of 100.72 points, and we came in 202,870th place. So pretty close to winning last week. Pretty close. But unfortunately, T. Higgins screwed us with a concussion. Nothing you can really plan for there. Alvin Kamara is out for today's game. Breaking news. Alvin Kamara is out for today's game. So that's something to keep an eye on. If you're an Alvin Kamara owner, go through, try to grab Mark Ingram off the waiver wire. I'm going to see if I can grab Mark Ingram off the waiver wire here. I don't know. I don't really think it's too valuable because I would definitely start like a Jeff Wilson over Mark Ingram. They had Alvin Kamara last week, and he didn't produce. So I'm not super confident that Mark Ingram's going to get some large amount of workload, but let me just check to see if this is someone we can grab real quick in these leagues. This guy's on a team, and I don't really need him in these two leagues, so I might just pass on Mark Ingram. But if you are the Alvin Kamara owner, you can go through and grab Mark Ingram while you can. It is looking like he's available in this other league that I do have, but I would have to start him over Chase Edmonds, which I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to start Mark Ingram over Chase Edmonds, but it's definitely something to look at. Definitely something to look at if you're an Alvin Kamara owner, or if you're already in desperate need of a running back. If you're a team that had Ezekiel Elliott, David Montgomery, and Elijah Mitchell or something like that, you can go through and there's a conversation there to be had about starting Mark Ingram. But for me, I'm pretty secure in my running back rooms and have a pretty good amount of depth. And I don't have any shares in Alvin Kamara, so not super effective here for me. Top score was 166 out of 15 lineups. Lost $12 total, put in 88. Had Gibson, A.J. Brown, Hurts on every lineup. Yeah, it's fire. That is nice. We're going to go through and make one right now, actually. Yeah, we only did one last week, but let's get into another one here. All right. NFL tiers, 100K flea flicker. Let's go to NFL. We'll go to NFL and try to select all of the 1 o'clock. Here we go. 15 games, Sunday through Monday. I think we want this guy. Oh, we could do only the 1 o'clock games. Is going Cup over JT on DK for 9,900 each dumb. Going Cup over JT on DK. Nah, I think I would go Cup as well just because of the ceiling. Let's go ahead and see what this matchup is. I will say that I do think that Allen Robinson has a lot bigger of a game. We had Sean McVay coming out saying they need to get Allen Robinson a little bit more involved. So I think that there are some targets that go Cooper Kupp's way. I mean, Allen Robinson's way. But at the same time, there was actually a lot of targets that were going to random peripherals last week. So those could just be going to Allen Robinson, and we might see a similar game out of Cooper Kupp, but that's something to be mindful of. Because if you look, Allen Robinson had 1 target last week. Then you had Ben Skowronek get 4. And you had Tyler Higbee get how many? I forget how many targets he got, but it was like 10 or something crazy. So those might be the targets that are going to go to Allen Robinson, but I do think that Cooper Kupp over JT this week is a fine play. Especially, well, the only thing that is I'm second guessing myself on here is that the Colts are playing the Jaguars, so that's going to be a run script game from start to finish pretty much. We're going to have the Colts absolutely roll the Jaguars, especially after a week like they had last week against the Texans. So it will be a game script that benefits Jonathan Taylor. And then if you look at the Rams game with the Falcons, that's actually going to be a game script that is going to hurt Cooper Kupp because they probably also will be winning. They're also pissed off from week 1. Mike, I might go back on what I said. I might go back on what I said and go JT just because the game script here. I can't see where the Rams don't go up early against the Falcons, and I can't see a world where the Colts don't go up early against the Jaguars. So with these game scripts, I think normally Cooper Kupp is the better play, but with these game scripts, I think I'm going JT. I actually surprised myself once I looked at the schedule here, but I think JT is the better play, at least on paper. Coming out, don't know what to make of it. McVay's the king of coach speaks. I like Hill. Ravens cornerbacks are out. Yeah, don't remind me, bro. Please don't remind me. No Kyle Fuller, no Marcus Peters, limited Marlon Humphrey. So I'm starting Jalen Waddle in my leagues. I'm starting Chase Edmonds in my leagues. I'm getting pretty nervous about this game because I am a Ravens fan. But you're right. The secondary is looking weak. But you have to remember the safeties are still there. So we still have Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams. And Marcus Williams is the player that had a interception last week. So our defense is not going to have – it's not going to be as bad as last year was. But our cornerbacks are definitely going to hurt us not having us here. I think safeties are more of what you're concerned about when you're looking at Tyreek Hill, though. Or at least as far as the big play potential goes. Put a lot. Chris says he put in a lot of $3 100K to first, 1.5 total mil. Or 1.5 mil total prize. I think Atlanta keeps it close. I think Rams sort of suck. Really? You think Atlanta keeps it close? I think they keep it closer than they would have last year. I think Marcus Mariota, not even just Marcus Mariota, but I think the addition of Mariota, Drake London, Kyle Pitts being in his second year, Cordero's still looking pretty good. So I do think that the team is better overall, or at least the offense. But I don't think this game's close. I don't think this game's close. I think that the Rams probably aren't as good as they were last year, but you know, they still won the Super Bowl. They lost some pieces, so they're not as good. But you got to remember they played the Bills last year or last week, and the Bills are probably the best team in the league at least at this point in the year. So I'm not going to take a whole lot away from the Rams from this game. Um, and I'm going to go ahead and say that pretty confidently that the Rams are going to win this by a large margin. I think Rams should suck. All should have beaten. Atlanta should have beaten New Orleans. New Orleans beating. Yeah, I mean New Orleans is what 4-0 against Tom Brady in the past 2 years. They have no Alvin Kamara though. That's something to look at. But I think between Olave, Landry, and Michael Thomas, they can get it done. I honestly I think Tampa Bay looks horrible. I think Tampa Bay looks so bad. Nobody was there at practice this week. Their whole offensive line is gone. Tom Brady is looking. Did you guys see the interviews of Tom Brady before his 11-day hiatus and after? It looks like, I mean, I'm not saying he's on drugs, but it looks like you know how when you see a picture of a drug addict before and after, their face looks really skinny, or like if you look at someone that went into surgery or had like a medical issue before and after, their face get like they lose a lot of weight. Like his interviews looked really bad. He doesn't look super healthy. Like he's starting to look old. That in combination with all of his receiving options, well, pretty much his entire supporting cast on offense being injured, I think the Bucks go. I think the Bucks are looking really bad for the outlook on the season as a whole. So yeah, I agree. The Bucks lose today. You called Tampa Bay to suck. Yes, you did, Chris. I'll give you that. I remember you saying that. But I'm going to give you the context in which you said it. You told me to stop drafting Leonard Fournette because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to suck. And I still I'm going to hold to it that Leonard Fournette is still a good option at running back. Still a good option at running back. So, but you did say that. Hollywood sneaky game. I think so too. There's no way Arizona looks as bad as they did last week versus the Raiders. So I agree. I think that Marquise Brown is a good game here. Kyler Murray also was talking about how good 1A receivers get at least 10 targets every single game. So I think that he's going to force some more targets to him, and he kind of has to. There's no DeAndre Hopkins, and everyone else is really banged up. Rondale Moore and Zach Ertz are still banged up. So I think that Marquise Brown gets a lot more manufactured touches or opportunities this week than he did last. So I agree. Rams are going to smash. They played the Bills last week. Let's not lose our minds here. Atlanta still sucks. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, but I do think Kyle Pitts is a big bounce back week. I will say that. I think Kyle Pitts is a huge bounce back week. All right, let's see if we can get into one of these. Honestly, the hardest part is just finding a league to get into. All right, let's see if we can do a little. Let's do $5 buy-in tournament. $5 buy-in tournament. Where's the big boys? Give me the big boys. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's do this. I like this one. Single entry, $5 entry, tournament style. Oh, wait, this is afternoon. I don't know, guys. I think FanDuel might be a better platform. FanDuel is not this difficult to navigate. Like, there's too many tournaments. Prime time. I don't want prime time. What is this? 25K to first, flea flicker, NFL tiers 100K, $5 entry. This is us right here. Or what's this? Ashton Doolin is a nice value pick to save money. All of their receivers are hurt. Ashton Doolin. Who the hell is that, bro? Ashton Dolan. I will not be picking up Ashton Dolan. But I will say Alec Pierce is out on concussion. Michael Pittman is out. So why not Paris Campbell? Is he out? Hold on, let me look if Paris Campbell's out. You might be on some if he is. Let's go to this. Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell's active. Why don't we like Paris Campbell? I'm picking Paris Campbell over Ashton Dolan. I'll tell you that. All right, I could probably pull my. Actually, I'll go to my work league. I could probably pull my work league on here. There's no inappropriate names for that. All right, let's see. Ashton Dolan. He did have 9 points. Damn. 6 targets with Pittman and Alec Pierce on the field. 46 yards. 3 receptions, though. So it must have caught like one really big play. I don't hate that call out, though. I really don't, because they're playing the Jags, too. Ashton Dolan. See, this is why we keep you around, Chris. This is why we keep you around. Although I will say you've been banging on your drum for Juju Smith-Schuster, and I'm going to tell you right now, that is looking worse and worse by the day. Not about Juju looking horrible. He just doesn't look like the 1A, and that receiving core is going to be spread out. It's going to be so spread out. So, the Juju smash is really making me nervous now for you. It's making me happy I wasn't smashing it. All right, we do classic $5, not afternoon. Classic. Where'd it go? $3 entry, $5 entry. Afternoon, this is the one. This is the one. All right, let's do this one. Lets you get some big players in your lineup. Yeah, no, I do like that. What the hell is this? Bro, what? This isn't classic. I think you will be fine. I think fine is a good word. He will be fine. There we go. Okay. All right. 2K to first. Wait, that's not the right one either. Like, dude, just give me the big tournaments. I don't want to look through all this shit. Tournaments, $5. 10K, like, what are we doing here? 15 superstars, 10K free flicker. This is the one. Give me this one. Oh, no, that's tiers. I don't want tiers. I want classic. Style, classic. Here we go. All right. Filter at top large tournaments. Filter at top large tournaments. Don't see that. I see tournaments right here. Best ball Sunday, in-game showdown, tier, showdown, classic, snake. I will hit classic though. This one? Maybe that's what you mean. Okay. This is prime time. Don't want that. Don't want afternoon. Single entry Monday. Don't want that. Fantasy Football World Championship. Good on that. No thanks. 3 entry max. Prime time. No. Single entry Monday. No. Like, dude. What are we doing here? I'm just doing this one. What is this? Welcome to DraftKings. Blah blah blah. 100,000 the first. 3 crowns. Don't know what that means. $3 entry. 600,000 players. I kind of want like a smaller tournament though. I might just do here. Let me undo this. Let me undo this. I might do this one. Where'd that 10K one go? Sit or start? QBs, Matt Stafford or Murray, running back, Najee Harris, Edmonds, or James Robinson. Oh, God, this is ugly. Definitely start Kyler Murray over Stafford, just for the rushing upside. Gives you a higher floor. Plus, I think the Rams are going to go into a running game script in the second half. So definitely Murray for quarterback, running back. Not James Robinson, but I'm between Najee Harris and Edmonds. I think that you have to play Najee Harris. Just off of volume. He's going to be playing. The matchup is against the Patriots. So not the best matchup for the run, but I think at week 2, you can't be starting Edmonds over Harris. I wouldn't be super comfortable though going into this. The Najee Harris situation is really concerning already. I just think at week 2, where you drafted him, you have to play him, give him a chance. I mean, he will have plenty of touches. Where is the oh wait, this is last week. Ten carries. Basically no receiving work. Yeah, I'm starting Najee Harris, but I'm terrified. I can tell you with confidence, Kyler Murray is definitely your start. James Robinson is out. Start Najee Harris. But man, that's just an unfortunate situation to be in where we're already questioning Najee Harris or Chase Edmonds. All right, what's this news? DeAndre Swift is officially active. So if you missed it already, Alvin Kamara is out. DeAndre Swift is officially active. I got you, bro. All right, I kind of want to do like this one. This is the one I want to do. Smaller tournament, only 2,000 entrants. Let's get into it. So we're going to spend up on our receivers, or at least one. CeeDee Lamb has been a major trade target for me this past week. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking Gibson's way as well. I think that the and when we get into the pick'ems, we're going to look at the Washington-Detroit game very closely because I think there's a lot of money to be made on that game. I think it's just no defense, all like pretty good offenses. So I think there's a lot of overs to be hammering on that game. And that translates over to DFS here where we can pick some of those players, including Antonio Gibson. I want to go down through and just scroll to see where our prices are at. See if there's any screaming values. Get an idea of the board. And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of screaming values, just right off the bat. All right. Except, what's his name? Doolin. 3,200. God, dude. I don't hate that at all. I might just throw him in. I might take Chris's suggestion, throw him in, and just see where we get with the rest of our lineup. So if you guys weren't here for earlier, Doolin is Chris put us on the Doolin. Alec Pierce is out with concussion protocol in the Indianapolis Colts game versus Jaguars. Michael Pittman is out, and Doolin had 9 points in fantasy in a full PPR league last week with Pittman. And they're playing against a bad defense, so I don't hate this right here. Darrell Henderson is a cheap as well. Darrell Henderson, I'm not looking to bet on. I'm not looking to bet on because I don't think that the Cam Akers usage repeats itself. I think it'll go up this week, and I think it'll continue to go up throughout the year. So I think Darrell Henderson is a great sell high target or candidate in your fantasy football leagues. And in DFS, I'm not interested in putting money on him. I think Deebo Samuel is really good this week with Elijah Mitchell being out versus Seattle's defense. I think that's going to be a player to look at, if a player that might be worth spending up on. I really like Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra is a really good play this week. I like Marquise Brown as well. I think Allen Robinson is a fine play too. I'm just not really an Allen Robinson truther. I'm not really going to start betting on him now, but I don't hate his price. Yeah, I feel like I really have to spend up on the remaining receivers here. I just don't like the way it looks when you get down here. I mean, this is really far, but even like that middle range is pretty ugly. The only guy that I've double took a couple times is Christian Kirk. I think Christian Kirk has the opportunity for a really big game. He had like 12 targets last week. So I don't hate Christian Kirk here either. We'll leave him in for now. Devontae Adams versus Arizona. We're going to start with this. One lineup with Henderson today. Judy is super cheap. Have several Judy lineups. Where we got Judy? Did I pass him? Jerry Judy. I just can't. My only thing is the game script. I think that they're only going to be passing heavily in the first half. I don't really want I don't want to count on someone playing one half to get me all my points. I think Bateman's a fine price here too. Let's look at the running backs. All right, average remaining play. Oh, this is cool. This is something FanDuel didn't do. Average remaining player cost $5,000. Remaining salary $24,000. I like that. OJ Howard in every lineup because why not? You're crazy. He had 3 receptions with 2 touchdowns. There's no way he repeats that. No way. Gibson, though. I like Gibson a lot. I like Melvin Gordon, too, to be honest with you. I know it sounds gross, but I really don't mind Melvin Gordon. I don't mind Travis Etienne. Jalen Warren, Jamal Williams. Oh, Jamal Williams. Oh, wait, no. No, DeAndre's active. Chase Edmonds is pretty cheap. Jeff Wilson is very cheap. Do we go Jeff Wilson? I'm going to go ahead and throw Antonio Gibson in now. I like Antonio Gibson a lot, and I like Joe Mixon a lot. I think we go Joe Mixon. Quarterback. We're probably gonna have to do some adjusting here. I don't think we're gonna be able to get all these players in. We have an average remaining cost of 3,700, so that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Trey Lance. Daniel Jones is kind of a sneaky quarterback option here on the cheap. Why you say that? Just to lower the cost out? Not a bad idea. Bengals versus Dallas. Oh, that's so easy. Come on. Bengals versus Dallas. Give me that all day. Just to make sure there's no one else down here that I'd like more, but I doubt it. Dolphins or Bengals? All right, why Dolphin? I don't. What's this hate on Baltimore? What are we doing? I'm not picking the defense against Lamar Jackson. I'm not doing it. Their defense might be hurt, but their offense is fine. Yeah, no, it's got to be Bengals. I can't even think about anything else. All right, what about a tight end? Who is Steelers playing? Steelers are playing New England. Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, I can't. Bengals versus Ben DiNucci. I mean, Cooper Rush. Yeah, I gotta go Bengals because I'm already pushing my cost here. So let's look at tight end. Let's see if we can get a value at tight end. I like Logan Thomas right off the bat. Mo Alley Cox isn't too bad. What did he do week 1? 4.6. Tyler Conklin at 11. I like Logan Thomas. Yeah, I'm going Logan Thomas all day there. Like I said, I don't mind getting involved in this Washington Detroit Lions game just because I think it's going to be such a high scoring game because the offenses are very capable and the defenses aren't the best. I know Washington has a decent defense, but based on the weeks last week, Jaguars fantasy options had plenty of production, plenty of targets against the Washington Commanders. So their defense isn't good enough to stop the Jags, and then they're playing against the Lions. So I like both Lions and Commander options in this week. We have 5,700 for a quarterback, which gives us Trey Lance. We could get Trey Lance, Debo Samuel stack. I really do like Debo this week again. He's going to get a lot of rushing opportunities. No George Kittle again. Trey Lance is going to be looking for a bounce back. It is going to be raining again, I did see, but it's for Seattle. I don't think Seattle is as good as people think they are just because they beat Denver last week. I think there was a lot of emotion. I think it was almost like a rivalry game where rankings go out the window and everyone just whoever has the most heart and hustle that week wins. So I don't think we're going to see the same Seattle this week versus the 49ers that we did last week. So I do like going Trey Lance and Debo stack here. Tua might not be the worst option because of the Ravens secondary looking rough, looking banged up. Matt Ryan could be cheap. It could be a cheap option, but I don't want to bet on someone without rushing upside. We might go Trey Lance right here. Trey Lance, Antonio Gibson, Joe Mixon, Doolin, Christian Kirk, Devontae Adams, Logan Thomas, Debo Samuel, Bengals. How are we feeling about that? Doolin. This is a sleeper right here. Doolin is set to see an increased workload Sunday at Jacksonville with both Pittman and Pierce set to miss the game. Lance Goff, Carr, Wentz, all good. Would you say Carr, Wentz, Lance, Goff? Yeah, I wouldn't mind Carson Wentz here either. I can't get behind Carr. Not enough upside. Can't get behind Goff. Not enough upside. Yeah, I like Trey Lance also just because we have Deebo Samuel. We have that correlation there. Devontae Adams in Arizona with a shootout. He got 40% of his targets last week. Yeah, I like this. We're going to set this. Joe Mixon against Dallas. There's going to be in a run script or a run game script here. Antonio Gibson versus Detroit Lions. Yeah, we're going with this. All right. So we got our contest in. Here's our lineup. Lance, Gibson, Mixon, Devontae Adams, Doolin, Kirk, Thomas, Deebo, and the Bengals defense. So screenshot it. We'll check back in next week. Now we're going to go over to the pick'ems real quick, and we're going to check what we have over here. I like the higher on. I was looking at this a little bit last night, and I can show you what. Let me see. Pick'em. Is this it? This is the one I already have. Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, and Deebo. Kyler Murray over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Javonte Williams over 3 receptions. And Deebo over 1 rushing or receiving touchdown. So this is a safer option. I put 5 in for 30. But we're going to go with a 5-leg parlay here just to keep it exciting. Because if we hit, we're coming back in next week and we're just going to rub it in everybody's face. We probably won't hit all year. Me too. I'm terrible at pick'ems too, but we're going to make one. It keeps the heart pumping during the game. And I am a type of person where I have to be. I'm gonna be right. Right now I feel like there's no way whatever I choose is gonna lose. And that's where that gambling addiction really comes in. Is because you always think you're gonna win and then you never do. So to start it off, to throw some more money away, I have to do over 1 interception on Tom Brady. We'll put that in. I don't think I could actually put the dollar in and submit it on stream though. I don't know if that's real. I haven't looked into it, but I'm pretty sure that might be like a gambling guideline. So we'll pick our pick'em, but then we're not going to submit it. I'll submit it offline. I don't know if Leonard Fournette is playing yet. I'm not really interested in betting on anyone else in this game, to be honest. Actually, let's just go ahead. Let's go right ahead and start in. I want to see what I have in Detroit first. Yeah, right here. I want to see this one. Carson Wentz, 17.5 fantasy points, half an interception. Total yards, 262. Total passing, 245. Rushing, and 2 passing touchdowns. I don't want to bet on that. Gibson, 84 all-purpose yards. 3 receptions. What did he have last week? That's preseason. Last week he had a bunch. 7. What is it right now? 3. 14 rushing attempts for 58 yards. 7 receptions. Damn. He had a ton of yards last week. Looked good. I think I might do the higher on this 3 reception. I like that a lot. 3 reception or 22.5 receiving yards. I might do the receiving yards, actually. I feel like that gives you a little bit more cushion. Because I feel like if you get 4 receptions, you probably have 20 yards. But you can get 20 yards without 4 receptions. So I might do this 22.5 over. See what we got down here. See, I don't want to get involved with DeAndre Swift, unfortunately. Like, this line right here looks really good, but I don't want to get involved just because of how injured he is. Or that there was an injury lingering in the background. So this makes me nervous. 6.5 receptions for Amon-Ra. That went up, I think. Because I was planning on putting something on Amon-Ra for receptions, but 6.5 is really high. I know he's had 12 targets, or like over 10 targets in his last 7 games now, I think. 6 or 7 games. But 7 receptions is a lot to bet a line on. That honestly might be all we're taking from that game. It looks like they have this game. They're kind of betting on this game being a high scoring game as well. So not a whole lot of lines that are just screaming at me right here. Second New England and Pitt game, pray for me. Do you think that's going to be a higher scoring game? That's a really scary game to get involved with, Mike. I'll keep you in my prayers. Lamar under 22.9. That's how we win. I'm going Mitch, Chase, and Jacoby. Oh, God. Jacoby looked good. 78% of bets are on the under. Yeah, that game is just so gross to me. I would bet the under too. What is the line here? Ashton Dolan for 32.5 receiving yards, though. That looks good. I think Nyheim Hines might get utilized, actually. This might be worth putting some money down on. What did he have last week? He had 6 receptions for 50 yards. Did he rush it all? Not really. Bateman under 10 points sounds good, too. I'm not listening to you, Chris. 40.5 is the line. Under is really low there. I don't know. That might be a little too low. 40.5. God damn. That's so low. 21 fantasy point. I gotta remember these fantasy points for half PPR too. I always compare it to what I see in my leagues, but my leagues are all full PPR. You gotta be careful to make that adjustment. All right, what we got? What we got? No new news. No new news. If you guys know how to get Red Zone for like a straight up price or like a easy monthly charge, let me know because I wanted to get Sunday football or Sunday ticket. Don't have DirecTV and I'm not buying DirecTV. I think Apple bought it out, so they should have it for next year. So I'm just gonna get Red Zone, but if you know how to get Red Zone, like I don't know if you can just go right on ESPN and get it there, or if you have to get it through Hulu. But I'm basically killing time here for this Nyheim Hines pick. I kind of like this. Or this. $50 fantasy points, 230 passing yards, and 30 passing attempts. One that I saw earlier that I love is this Deontay Johnson over 5.5 receptions. I'm gonna hit that all day long. I'm super comfortable going there. Chase Edmonds over 3 receptions. Ooh. I like that a lot. Ramondre over 2. I like this too. I'll put it on there for now. Damian Harris over 1. Or over, 1.5. Do they even use Damian Harris in the passing game? Damian Harris, he had 2 receptions last game. Ramondre Stevenson 2. Ty Montgomery 3. J-Rob under 50 rushing yards. Brady over half an interception. That was actually the first one I had in here originally because I do like that. With Tyrann Mathieu and Marshall Lattimore and basically no receivers, over half an interception looks really nice. Ramondre over 2 receptions looks really nice too. Sterling Shepard. Let's see what Saquon Barkley looked like. He had 6 receptions last week. 6 receptions, 18 carries. 4 receptions, 112 rushing plus receiving yards. 31 receiving yards. I feel he's got to have over 31 receiving yards, right? Versus Carolina. Josh Allen under 313 total yards. Who's he playing? Who is Josh Allen playing? Titans? That is a big line. Under 313. Damn, that's crazy. That's where his line's at. Doolin over 32 yards smash. I know, dude. I know. I already was looking at that one. It's so hard to go bet on Doolin in 2 leagues. I might diversify here a little bit. Christian McCaffrey, rushing touchdown, rushing yard, rushing attempt, receiving yard, 108.5 rushing and receiving. Bateman, receiving yards, 48. All right, there's one in mind that I definitely want to hit, though. And that's this Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds, 3 receptions. Got to go for 4. Yeah, I mean, I like that. Oh, he had 4 last week, and I feel like he got a lot of work out of the backfield last week. Maybe I don't like that. Tua 1.5 passing touchdowns. Unfortunately, I actually like that a lot. How do we feel about that? Tua and 1.5 passing touchdowns. Tennessee. Wait, what are you saying? Tough big line. Carter and Hall had 6 receptions each. Yeah, but they also had 50 passing attempts. Nah, you're right. I don't think I want to do this one, though, if we're doing that. Mark Ingram. 12.5 rushing attempts, 42 rushing yards, 65.5 rushing yards and receiving yards. Yeah, no thanks. Who's playing right now in Tampa Bay? Do we even know what receivers are playing? Like, do we know if Julio Jones is playing? Oh, right here. Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, DeAndre Swift, James Winston all active for week 2. So Mike Evans is active. He has no Chris Godwin, a hurt Julio Jones. I might hit the over on the 64.5 receiving yards. No, I'm not. Marshawn Lattimore has his number. I forgot about that. Leonard Fournette is active. I don't really like these lines. Rushing or receive. So anytime score for Leonard Fournette. I don't hate that. And this interception, I don't hate for Tom Brady. I just don't want to bet on Tom Brady getting an interception. I might have you go against me here, but I do like. Where is it? Passing yards, total yards, rushing attempts, passing touchdowns. I do like this. Rashad Bateman over 48.5 receiving yards. How do we feel about this? Antonio Gibson over 22.5 receiving yards. Deontay Johnson over 5.5 receptions. Ramondre Stevenson over 2 receptions. Chase Edmonds over 3 receptions. And Rashad Bateman over 48.5 receiving yards. I like that a lot. What's this? Hit 4 more picks to win? No. What did I get here? No. I want all of them. Do you guys do insurance or no? Wentz over 17 points, not Bateman, in my opinion. Wentz over 17 points. I do not mind that at all, but I do think with this banged up Ravens secondary, we're going to have the Dolphins putting up some points, and we're not going to see Lamar Jackson just roll over. I think it'll be a little bit more of a shootout than I would hope for, but I think Rashad Bateman being the wide receiver 1, he's going to go over 50 yards, so I'm going to have to stick with that. I don't hate Carson Wentz over 17 points though. Not saying that because I do like that a lot. Like I said before, that I think that this Lions Commanders game is going to be all offense. So I don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, I'm going back here. Rashad Bateman, 59 yards on 2 receptions. Yeah, I'm sticking with what I got. All right, this is what I'm going to submit. I don't want to submit it on stream because I don't know if I got to check into these guidelines. I don't know if this is something that I can get demonetized for. So I'll submit this right when I finish the stream. But we have football coming up here in 53 minutes is going to be kickoff for the first 1 o'clock games. I'm going to go make some pizza for the game. I'm going to set some lineups, and I'm going to try to acquire Red Zone. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but we're going to look into it. So I appreciate everyone coming out for the stream. Look for this every single week. We're just getting into the groove of things here. So we'll continue to improve and do some tweaks throughout the year. As of now, we're doing starts and sits on Thursday. If I get an overwhelming amount of people telling me that Tuesday is by far better for that, then I'll look to moving it, but right now I enjoy doing it on Thursday with the hype of the Thursday night game. And the start sits for that game are really the only ones in question if I'm doing it that late. So as of now, look for the start sit video to come out on Thursday and a live stream. Oh, Oh, what up? My sub alert works. Appreciate the sub. Who was that? Mutt Gods. Shout out to you, my boy. But anyways, I look for these streams on Sundays. We'll get in here right around 11, so we can stream right up to an hour or half an hour before the games start. We'll do some pick'ems. We'll do some DraftKings. We're still getting used to both, but we're doing this every single week for the entirety of the 2022 football season. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe like Mutt Gods just did. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we're live, so you can come into here for any questions or just to hang out and watch us throw away some money on these pick'ems and DraftKings lineups. I hope everyone has I hope week 2 goes in your favor as far as fantasy goes. Week 1 was not very kind to me, so hopefully you guys had a better experience than I did. But enjoy the games, get some good food, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.